let's turn this FX into a WR. All right, so this is the 2025 YZ450FX, and we've done a lot of videos on this bike. Fan, parts 1 through 3, we've talked about suspension, mapping, all this sort of stuff. Recently, from our last video, we decided to put a mapped ECU from Twisted Development. Jamie over there got us hooked up real good with a Vortex ECU on here. Fiddling around with the stock one with the muffler and other modifications that we've done, it just leaves a lot to be desired. And the second I threw that mapped ECU from Jamie on there, woo, best ride day ever. So huge upgrade there. Had to figure out some situation for the fan because the stock GYTR fan runs off of the stock ECU. The water temp stuff doesn't work with that mapped ECU, the aftermarket ECU. So got that figured out with some Tusk and some Trail Tech stuff kind of hodgepodge together. But it works good. The fan will turn on and works at full capacity. But the next big upgrade, as you can see right here, we're going to turn this thing into a WR. Now, a lot of people would say, why don't you just buy a WR? You could do that. But since we have the FX, and I like riding at night, and we kind of want to see, okay, well, can you do it? And the answer is yes, because Dirt Bike Test has done an article on this and some videos about turning their FX into a WR in past years. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm hoping that if you're seeing this video, it worked for us, right? But we're gonna try it out, and we got the parts right here, and I'm gonna go over all the parts, and we're gonna show you how to install and turn your FX into a WR. Okay, I'm gonna have the part numbers and pictures of these parts on the screen as we're going over them, but first things first is the coil. Now, obviously, gotta upgrade that to a WR version. And the nice thing about this is that it's just the same year WR part corresponding. And then we got our Baja Designs Moto-minded headlight mask in our WR plastic mask. Looks awesome already. I'm so excited about that. Then going over our Flywheel Polar from Motion Pro. We didn't have this size Flywheel Polar, so we've got one from Motion Pro, and we're going to be using that today, obviously, for the install. Then we have the flywheel itself, and you obviously need this. Same type of thing where it's the WR part that corresponds. And then gasket as well. It's important to have these. Now, we think possibly we'll be able to reuse it, but we're not 100% sure. And then various little parts that we had to get, and I'll list everything on screen that we got, just so that you're able to get an idea for what you're gonna need for this same conversion if you want to do this on your FX and turn it into a WR. I'm gonna head over to our buddy Joe's house because while I do have the parts for this, I don't have an extra competent mechanic hand. So I'm gonna have Joe do the majority of the mechanicking work while I'm filming him, and we're gonna turn this thing into a WR. All right, we're leaned over, ready to go. We realized that when we did the clutch install, we thought to ourselves, man, we're never gonna mess with the stator, so let's not worry about the clearance that they say to put right here. So we're gonna address that, figure out what to do with that. First thing is to get skid plate off, and then figuring out how to get this main cover off and then take it from there. So we just loosen this a little bit.
It's a little bit of wiggle room.
Some wiggle room to get to this bolt. No big deal, not losing pressure or anything in the system. Coming off, it is magnetized, so it kind of doesn't want to come off super easy, which is something to keep in mind when you're getting it off. And we have an extra gasket for this, but you know, have a dowel here, dowel there,
So just one on this motor.
right there.
Here.
Fishing time.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that oil right there, probably. So our dowel dropped right here.
We might have to get a little Pokemon
to grab it safely. All right, there you go. So, something really important, keep in mind, this cover has 2 dowel pins right here and right here. And if you don't have 2, there's one missing or more.
Go find it.
Go find it. All right, those 2 undone. The stator cover is free, and now we're gonna go swap this on the bench. Here's our new one. And getting everything dialed in, make sure it's the same. You can take pictures of a lot of this stuff as you're doing it just to make sure that everything you're doing is right. And obviously this one's covered in oil, but they're going to look very similar, so do not get them mixed up if you're, working on this over the course of a couple days. These are really tight, so a lot of this stuff you're going to have to put Loctite on as well when you reassemble, and you want to make sure you have the right strength, which is going to be high, and then also a high temp thread locker. Doesn't have to be Loctite or anything like that, but stuck nuts, a couple of the ones that we've used in the past, so something good like that for making sure these stay tight when you reassemble. Lifting out, making sure we're matching the same, putting it like this right next to it so that then we can match up our new one exactly the same. Go. Got some strong thread locker on there. Make sure it's contact cleaned and dried out. Getting this dialed back in. Make sure to take photos of all this stuff here so you know how it goes, so you don't mess it up or screw anything up. All right, there's probably a torque spec for these, but I really don't think we need to worry about it, and just getting them as tight as you can without stripping them. Obviously, you want to be real careful and tighten them evenly, but this is never going to come apart again. Fingers crossed. And so we want this to not come apart while we're riding it. So we're just going to make sure it doesn't. All right, so we're starting on the flywheel now. There's a washer on there. I want to make sure where everything is, so when you put it back together, you don't mess anything up. And now, we've got our Motion Pro flywheel puller here. Here you go, Joe.
Have a key you gotta watch out for right here.
If you lose that, it could be bad. So don't do that. All right, new flywheel going on very carefully here.
Right there.
Ready to push on. All right, we've got a torque proper spec here. Looking good. All right, we have a new gasket for the bike. Although the one that we took off was stock, it wasn't hurt or anything, wasn't messed up. So we didn't really need to replace it, but we're going to because we can, and just because it's another layer of just making sure that nothing could go wrong here after changing this out. So we've got our dowels in place. You want to be really careful with these dowel pins. Make sure that they are a-okay on placement and not going to come out. And we got the shifter off just because it's another thing. When this is magnetic and it's pulling and shifting, it could just mess up the gasket. It's better just to go straight on and not have to worry about anything like that. And it's got those dowels, so it catches pretty easily. Put just a little dab of silicone in here along the crease. Make sure that that seals well and is all good. So I'm going to get this thing buttoned back up with proper torque specs around this cover and fire it up after we plug all our stuff back in to make sure it turns on. And then after that, we'll work on our headlight.
Something to pay attention to when you're taking it apart. You see this is one that has a crush washer on it.
Yep, right there.
Pay attention to where that goes.
So that's the one you drain oil out of on this bike. Did you know that? This bike has 2 spots to drain oil. The 12 underneath, and then this bolt. So it's quite fun to drain the oil because this one likes to shoot out really far to the side. Pretty interesting. All right, we're all buttoned up. Gonna get this thing up and then plug some wires back in and zip tie, make it all sand like it was, and then we'll work on getting the headlight set up. Didn't show too much of this just because it's pretty self-explanatory. We got the Moto-Minded Baja Designs headlight up here with the WR mask, and then just goes on. These go like this, and then we have some simple, I'll show after, really easy to get this thing off if I want to throw the normal number plate on. And then following back right here, just simple routing, similar to how I routed this fan underneath the tank, straight to the battery, all Sano. Light does turn on right now. Let me show you guys that. Woo. So let's get this thing finished up. Oh yeah. we're done. Look, check this out. Boom. Let me back up so you can see that. Yeah. So, can you turn an FX into a WR? Yes. We're going to obviously make sure that that is 100% the case. It changed the stator and the flywheel, and nothing bad happened. So we started it. So I'm going to go on a little quick night ride because, well, duh, I have a headlight now. So we're going to try it out. And obviously, pending using the light a lot, we'll see and make sure that it doesn't just kill this battery right away. Because you could just throw a headlight on an FX. Don't get me wrong, you can do that. You will kill this battery because the stator and flywheel do not have enough power and ability to charge it. So you could, in theory, put a headlight on there as like a rescue light. If you needed to, you can turn it on and maybe get some life out of it. Wouldn't recommend it. Now, I think that a lot of dudes will just say, well, just buy a WR, and you'd probably be right. But I really like how this FX feels. I'm really comfortable on it. It feels very good. And then plus, I can just switch out this mask. We have these little quick release turn screws right here. I can take off this mask and throw on my stock headlight or a stock head plate, and then just go ride a track normally, which is really cool to be able to go do that. So what's next? I'm not sure. Besides just testing it out, making sure it works fine, we're going to just keep on putting hours on this thing. Comment down below if you want to see a dual sport FX. I don't even know what we'd call that because Yamaha doesn't even make a bike of this style that has a license plate. The WRs aren't plated. You could plate the WRs. They're not very hard to plate, but we could do that. Maybe we will. So thanks for watching. Obviously, make sure that you're confident in doing a job like this. It's probably not for everybody. You have to take stuff out of the engine. There are those little dowel pins. There's 2 dowels that are on that stator cover, that if you lose those, they're not magnetic. You're screwed if they go in the wrong spot. It would be a lot of work to get them out, probably like 2 hours. Me and Joe were saying it would take the amount of time we just did this to just get those dowels out if they dropped into the wrong spot. So thanks to Joe for helping us out, and enjoy some GoPro and probably a cool AI song. I'll make a cool AI song for the end of this video. I don't know what it's going to be about yet because I got to make it, but probably about like riding into the night, maybe a night rider or a night ranger spoof potentially. So see you guys on the tracker trail soon.